Let me ask you something. Have you ever seen a genuinely good man lose himself trying to love someone who didn't value him? He was patient. He was loyal. He was emotionally available. He didn't play games. He showed up every time. Not because he was weak, not because he had no options, but because he chose her consciously, consistently, completely, and still, she walked away. Now here's the question nobody asks. What happens inside her mind after that? Does she sleep peacefully? Does she move on unaffected? Does she forget him like he was nothing? Or does something stay? Not loudly, not immediately, but quietly, like a question she can't fully answer. Today, I'm going to tell you the 3 things many women fear the most after hurting a good man. And before you get defensive, this isn't about attacking women. This isn't about villainizing anyone. This isn't about keeping score. It's about psychology. It's about emotional consequence. It's about the things people feel in private but never say out loud. Stay until the 3rd one, because the 3rd fear, that one doesn't just linger. It restructures how she sees herself. Let's begin. Before we dive deeper, a quick message. If you've been learning from my videos and you want to support this work, you can subscribe to me on Facebook with a paid membership, send stars, or join my YouTube channel's paid community. Your support helps me create more powerful content for you, and I truly appreciate every bit of it. All right, now let's continue. Fear number 1. What if I lost the best I'll ever have? Here's the thing about good men. They're calm, stable, consistent, safe, but they're often underestimated. Why? Because they don't create chaos, and chaos feels exciting at first. The uncertainty of not knowing where you stand, the adrenaline of wondering if he'll text back, the emotional roller coaster that somehow gets mistaken for passion. That's what chaos sells. And for a while, it's intoxicating. Sometimes a woman leaves a good man because she feels bored, or because she confuses peace with a lack of passion, or because she genuinely believes she can do better. And in the beginning, that belief feels justified. But what happens when she starts dating again? Reality happens. She meets men who are charming, but inconsistent. Men who are exciting, but unreliable. Men who pursue her intensely in the beginning, but disappear the moment things require depth. Men who are great at the beginning of a connection, but can't maintain it past the first few months. And slowly, without meaning to, she starts comparing. She remembers the man who texted back without making her wait on purpose. She remembers the man who didn't make her feel like a burden for having emotions. She remembers the man who was present, not performing presence, actually present. And this is where the first fear takes root. What if I let go of the only man who would have truly stayed? Because here's the brutal truth that dating in the real world eventually teaches everyone. Stable men are rare. Emotionally mature men are rarer. Good men who don't cheat, manipulate, disappear, or play ego games? Almost impossible to find on demand. The kind of man who is secure enough to love without controlling, grounded enough to be consistent without being boring, strong enough to be vulnerable without falling apart. Once she starts to understand how uncommon that is, doubt creeps in. Not always immediately, sometimes months later, sometimes years later. Sometimes when she's lying awake next to someone who doesn't even know her favorite thing about herself. You'd be surprised how many "I miss you" texts are sent at 2 a.m. after someone dates the wrong person twice. But by then, the good man has changed. He's not waiting. He's not wondering. He's moved. And that's what scares her. Fear number 2. What if he becomes better without me? This one hits differently. Because it's not just about missing him, it's about watching him become someone she didn't expect. When a good man gets hurt, he doesn't always collapse. Sometimes he upgrades. He goes to the gym. He focuses on building something. He reads more, talks less. He builds discipline out of the ashes of disappointment. He improves emotionally in ways he never would have if the relationship continued. Pain becomes fuel. Silence becomes clarity. Loss becomes direction. And here's what most people don't realize about human psychology. Watching someone glow up after you chose to leave them triggers something close to ego panic. Why do some exes randomly reappear on your social media months after the breakup? It's not always because they want you back. Sometimes it's just curiosity, a need to check, because there's a silent fear running underneath the surface. What if I was the ceiling he needed to break through? When she sees him calmer, stronger, more focused, less emotionally reactive, smiling in a way that looks lighter, it forces reflection. And reflection is deeply uncomfortable when you were part of the reason someone had to rebuild. Because now the story shifts. It's no longer, he wasn't enough for me. It becomes, maybe I didn't see what I had. And appreciation that arrives too late feels exactly like regret. But here's the layer most people skip over. It's not just that she misses him. It's that she fears becoming the chapter that made him better for someone else. She fears that her walking away was the catalyst, that her rejection was the exact friction he needed to evolve. And now some other woman, a woman who was simply patient enough to meet him after the storm, gets the healed version, the disciplined version, the emotionally evolved version, the version that knows exactly what he wants and won't settle for less. And that thought doesn't just sting, it lingers, especially when she sees him with someone new who looks genuinely happy, not performatively happy, actually at peace. Fear number 3. What if I'm the problem? This is the deepest one, and the quietest. The first two fears are about him. This one is about her. It's easy to explain away a breakup when the person you left was flawed. You can justify leaving someone toxic. You can rationalize walking away from someone unstable or dishonest. The story writes itself. He wasn't right for me. The timing was off. We wanted different things. The chemistry wasn't there. But when the man was genuinely good, not toxic, not abusive, not dishonest, not emotionally unavailable, just good, then none of those stories hold up. And the mind, left without a comfortable narrative, starts asking uncomfortable questions. If he treated me well, why wasn't I satisfied? If he was loyal, why did I keep looking for reasons to doubt him? If he was emotionally available, why did I keep pulling away every time things got too real? If peace was what I said I wanted, why did peace feel so suffocating? This is where internal conflict quietly begins. Because hurting a genuinely good person creates something psychologists call cognitive dissonance, a gap between who you believe yourself to be and what your actions actually showed. Most people believe they're good. Most people believe they deserve good things. Most people believe they're capable of recognizing and honoring real love. But when the evidence suggests otherwise, the mind either deflects or confronts. Deflection is easier. Stay busy. Date someone new. Focus on his flaws no matter how minor. Convince yourself you outgrew him. But the confrontation, when it finally comes, is unavoidable. And here's the part that really stays. If she begins to notice a pattern, if she realizes she consistently gets restless with stability, if she realizes she's drawn to emotional intensity that never lasts, if she realizes she self-sabotages when someone genuinely shows up for her, if she realizes that peace triggers anxiety and chaos feels like home, then it's no longer about him, it's about her attachment wounds, her early relationship blueprints, her unresolved relationship with security and love. And that realization, that she might be the common thread in her own heartbreak, is heavier than losing any one person. It questions identity. Not just who was I in that relationship, but who am I in every relationship? Am I capable of receiving good love, or do I only feel safe when love feels uncertain? That is a terrifying question to sit with. And identity-level fears are the ones that don't go away with time. They go away with work. Real, honest, uncomfortable work. Now let's balance this. Because this isn't a universal truth. Not every woman feels this. Not every situation is the same. Not every breakup produces reflection. Some people move on quickly and genuinely. Some suppress and distract until the feeling fades. Some are never confronted by these fears at all. And that's real. But emotionally intelligent people, they do sit with this, especially when life slows down, especially when the noise fades and the right question finds a quiet room, especially when they see him happy, especially when they meet person after person who doesn't come close to what they once had and chose to leave. That's when the silence gets loud. And here's the final truth this all leads to. The goal is not to make someone regret you. You don't want to engineer regret. You don't want to perform growth for an audience. You don't want to stay bitter and strategic and small. The goal is to become so internally aligned, so genuinely self-respecting, so emotionally grounded in who you are and what you're worth, that losing you naturally feels significant, not because you forced it, not because you staged it, but because you actually became it. You don't manufacture regret, you evolve past the need for it, because nothing unsettles the past more than quiet, undeniable growth. Not loud growth, not look at me now growth, just the kind of transformation that's visible in how you carry yourself, in the decisions you make, in the people you stop tolerating, in the love you stop chasing and start receiving. If you're a good man listening to this, don't let bitterness consume you. Don't let her decision define your worth. Don't let the fact that she couldn't see you become a reason to stop being visible. Let growth define you. Let the pain point somewhere. Let this be the chapter that made you, not the chapter that broke you, because the right person will not need you to dim yourself to feel comfortable. The right person will match your depth. And if you're a woman listening to this, reflect honestly, not defensively, not with guilt, but honestly. Did you leave because he genuinely wasn't right for you? Or because you weren't ready to receive what he was offering? Because those are two very different answers, and only one of them grows you. That distinction changes everything. If this made you think even a little more carefully about the way love works, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and don't just scroll to the next thing. Sit with what this brought up for you, because that discomfort, that's where the real insight lives. We have other videos right here that break down real relationship psychology, attachment dynamics, attraction patterns, and the emotional truths that most people avoid their entire lives. Because understanding human behavior isn't just interesting, it's the foundation of every relationship you'll ever have. And once you see these patterns clearly, you stop repeating them. You stop chasing. You stop settling. You stop mistaking chaos for love. And you move differently, not perfectly, but differently. I'll see you in the next one.